I look? I'm looking. Hello, human. Remember us? Yes. We're back for round 2. You see, we love your energy. No matter what we seemed to do to it last time, your light just kept on shining through. So succulent, so sweet, so delicious. We would have drained more energy out of you. After all, we're so weak even still. But we were interrupted because someone's little human alarm clock thing went off and woke you up out of a deep, deep sleep, which forced us to have to go back to the demon world. But at least we got a little bit of your energy. And this time we got smarter. Not only did we visit you earlier in the night, but we're doing it on a Saturday night. You humans, you young humans anyway, don't seem to have school on Saturday nights, so there's less likely of a chance that we'll be interrupted. Of course, we had to wait for you to fall asleep because it's not a school night. Ugh, you surely know how to keep us waiting, don't you? Jeez, it took forever for the sleep paralysis to fully kick in. I know. Ugh. Next time, please, please, try to go to bed earlier. We know you're young, and you can't help but stay up late after all. We get it. The nighttime is fun. It's where all the paranormal activity happens. It's a fun time to be alive and a fun time to be awake. But, you see, us succubi have to feed at some point. Finally, though, you finally went to sleep. Your body was just too exhausted from the day's events. And you couldn't help but nod off into dreamland. We sat back and watched all of that. We watched you try to fight sleep, but in the end, your body gave in and succumbed to our power. Yes, we were willing you to go to sleep the entire time, and finally you did just that. Now, I don't know about you, Akane, but I'm quite hungry after all. We haven't had sustenance in a few days. Quite right, Hiromi. I'm quite hungry too. You see, human, when a succubus has chosen a human to feed off of, they can't feed off of any other humans until they're done with that one. At least, that's how it works in our division. It's a stupid rule, but I mean, I kind of get why it's there. You don't want to lose track of who's done being fed off of and who's not. Yeah, that'd be a shame to leave any extra sustenance behind. It would, wouldn't it? Especially that of yours. Like we said, you're just so full of light and youth and radiance. It'd be a shame to leave any of that behind. Now you're probably wondering, How can you tell if a human is done being fed off of? Well, you may not know this, but when you're being fed off by a succubus, repetitive feedings can result in a decline of physical and mental health. So, we look for signs every time we visit you. Either you're coming down with an illness or you're feeling more dark thoughts than normal. We look for these signs, and if you're feeling too poorly in any department of life, we know that our time is up and we have to stop. Unless, of course, we can drain enough energy from you in as little amount of time as possible. Then we can hopefully take on true forms and see you in the real world. Yes, that's what we're trying to do, because if we can feed off of you in the real world, those side effects won't be as prominent. Exactly. So, really, we can't have these interruptions like your alarm ringing or you taking forever to go to sleep, because we need enough energy to make this happen. We need as much energy as we can get from you. Don't you want to see us in the real world? Think of how much fun us three can have together. Think of all the endless possibilities, dear human. You and I and Akane. You and I and Hiromi. Forever. Together.